Hey everybody, Nerd and Denial is back with another review. And to continue our little trend we started, we're doing My Hero Academia Season 3. We just finished it. We want to talk about it. It was so good.
So good.
Honestly, my favorite season so far.
Probably mine too.
So, let's talk about the openings. Both were awesome.
So good!
Both were really
I love
good.
them. They were so like...
Upbeat and rocky.
I can dance to it.
Very good openings.
Yes.
Closings.
I also just love in the opening, or is it, does he do it in the opening too, or is it just the closing? Where he's running,
That's
the
second closing.
He's got places to be.
It starts like walking.
And then he starts
running.
jogging, and then he's running. He's got places to be, people. And then All Might starts doing it too.
But Season 3 is definitely really good. The animation on point this season. Everybody looks great.
So good.
The growth. Oh, there's so much of it. For everybody. There was an episode that just stabbed me in the heart, which I will talk about later. But
alright, so let's kind of go through.
It
starts out
with the summer camp training arc, which has this dark turn. Because the villains invade, Bakugo gets kidnapped, because the villains think they can turn Bakugo into a villain.
Because he's angry. He's an angry little boy.
This is the season, ladies and gentlemen, that made her called
Bakugo's
Bakugo.
like my third baby now. I have too many babies. They're all my babies.
She still hates him, though.
I do. He's my least favorite baby, but he's still a baby.
But
who needs to be protected.
And it was really nice to see Midoriya take on a villain by himself.
Yeah.
He got fucked.
But he saved a kid.
He did save a kid who punched him in the dick.
But the kid apologized.
Yeah. So there was, and I love.
And also because of that, the kid found out that he had powers too. Remember, he had the water thing.
I didn't know if he knew he had that or not beforehand. That really wasn't.
It made it seem like he didn't because he hated quirks. So it kind of made it seem like he didn't know.
I mean, he hated quirk, which means he was past the age where he should have had his quirk.
Well, either way, he ended up using them.
Yeah. So
because he may have had them and didn't use them because he didn't like it.
That's what I was thinking. Either way, it was a very fun arc, especially to watch Midoriya go up against another power type user he ended up using the 1,000,000% smash, which really wasn't 1,000,000%. But it was still a fun ride. It was honestly my least favorite arc of the season. Only because my only issue with this season is that it has this dark thing happen. Because then immediately it's the Save Bakugo arc, where Midoriya is hospitalized and he's told if he injures his arm like that maybe 2 or 3 more times, he won't be able to use it anymore.
He won't be able to use them. Yeah.
So it's a big kind of eye opener of you dummy.
You gotta stop doing what you're doing.
And I love that the villain's plan is so much more intelligent than a lot of superhero villain plans that you see in modern media. Their plan is to discredit UA. So even if they don't, even if Bakugo doesn't turn into a villain or anything like that, their UA students keep getting attacked by villains. This is now be the 3rd time it's happened. And this one actually caused injuries and 1 kidnapping. So everyone is starting, the credit of UA is dipping. None
of the parents trust UA anymore, blah, 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 stuff like that.
Because their villain, or the villain's, target is not the heroes, it's the whole society that believes in them, which I think is really cool.
And if people don't go to UA anymore, there's not going to be as many heroes, blah, 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 blah.
And then it starts the Save Bakugo arc, where, a couple of the students feel responsible that they could have saved him, so they're going to break the rules again and go try to get him. Though the pro heroes had a plan. It went off beautifully, but then All for One showed up. He's a dick. But this brought in the last fight in All Might's hero career, where we get the United States of Smash.
Yep.
I gotta admit, goosebumps. Yep. That fight, his weaker form is revealed to the media. They get Bakugo out of there so that All Might doesn't have to hold back anymore. And It's really, oh god, I can.
And then so he shows his form to everyone, and then it calls into question. He is no longer the symbol of peace because
he has to retire.
He's a weakling and he has to retire now.
He still beat the villain.
But...
And I still love that moment where he beats the villain, the camera's on him, and he points when he goes, next time it's your turn. And everyone's like, you're going to take those villains down.
And Deku's over there like sobbing.
Because he knows what he means is, Deku, next time you got to do it.
And then Bakugo apparently is right next to him, glaring at him.
And so they get in trouble for, going out to try to save Bakugo, even though they didn't fight, they didn't engage.
Yeah, but that was also an interesting concept to see most of the students being like, no, don't do this. Like, for once, stay the fuck out of it. And then the couple of students that were like, no, we're going, sorry.
But it was just such a hard moment to watch this guy. I thought it would last longer, honestly. I thought there'd be more of a thing of him trying to balance everything.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually, like, they're gonna have to...
They're gonna have to put him to the side.
They're gonna have to start putting more pressure on Deku.
Yeah, and he can't even go into his muscle form anymore. So
yeah.
He's always skinny.
Yeah.
But I honestly think this was a great way to do it, and the lead into this is Bakugo confronting Midoriya because he figured out where Midoriya got his quirk from, and he's like, I want to fight you. I want to show that I am still better than you, even though you have All Might's quirk. And they're fighting, and we're like, Bakugo, you're an idiot, but Midoriya's trying. And then I think he's like screaming, he's like, why? And they're fighting, and they're yelling at each other, and Bakugo goes, but why not me? Oh! And Bakugo's crying. We're crying.
Which, by the way, that reminded me. Something about the movie. I also love the fucking S.H.I.E.L.D. father-daughter. Both of them, they made it seem like, they realize now that Midoriya... No, they don't. They don't realize at all that Deku took his powers.
Oh, they don't like it? Just...
But they set it up perfectly for both of them at different moments to be like, that's...
Anyway.
Weird, even though they do the same move in the end.
Well, that could just be explained that Midoriya idolizes him, and it's hard not to take that pose when you're fucking punching somebody in midair.
Anyway, sorry, that was last week's video. This is this week's video. I just thought about that and I was like, wait a minute.
Tangent. But
back to season 3.
This was the episode that turned Bakugo from a bully to a rival.
To a baby.
To Midoriya's actual rival that they now were. And I honestly think Bakugo now, for the first time, sees Deku as an equal, almost.
And not a puny, pathetic...
Quirkless Deku.
Quirkless Deku, yeah.
And so it was just so much growth for him, which I was honestly not expecting.
I mean, he's still an asshole.
He's still an asshole.
Still a giant asshole that has a horrible temper.
But his mom is awesome.
But his mom awesome as one.
Just like him.
Mom's a dick just like him.
It's so great. Man, those parent meetings.
They look just alike, too.
That episode where All Might went to go to Midoriya's house and talk to his mother about, because they now
the
have
precious
dorms.
cinnamon bun that is his mother. She's so sweet.
This is how you do shonen.
Oh.
This is how you do shonen.
Oh, she's such a cinnamon bun.
My other complaint with season 3 is the finale. Nothing really happens.
Yep.
They kind of plant this I want to say they build up to this thing of work studies, which seems like they're going to be, professional sidekicks for a week. But it's just meet these third years. You fight a third year. He kicks your ass. End of episode.
And we get,
He's cool, though.
The majority of the episode was explaining his quirk.
It was less about explaining his quirk.
And how he built, more about how he built it and
how
built
he
himself up.
Well, how he took, it's essentially Midoriya's story. He took something that would look like nothing and made it into something amazing. Because and I love how well thought out these quirks are. Because he took his ability is just he can become intangible pretty much. He can walk through he can move through any solid object, or any solid object can go through him. But they take it to the point where they make it make sense. When I'm using this, I can't breathe, I can't see, I can't hear, I can't feel, because all of my nerves are cut off. So I had to learn to predict and work in dark. He's Daredevil. He's fucking Daredevil, except better, because he has no senses. And then he's like, and you take something like that, and he has to explain how much concentration it takes. When if I walk through a wall, I have to activate my quirk on everything except one fucking leg, step through the wall, deactivate it on the one leg, activate the other leg, and get that last leg through the wall. And he just explains, this is what the work study does. It takes what you think you have and gives you the experience to make something better. Okay, that's great. Not a finale episode. That is not a finale episode.
I honestly think that was my least favorite episode of the whole season.
Yeah, even the special episode that ties in the movie
was better.
Because it had the, mystery thing that Deku solved in 5 seconds. But it was entertaining.
And it had references that we were like, because we skipped it.
We skipped it,
we
then watched
skipped
the movie.
it, and then watched the movie, and then went back. Because that episode was also it was happening at the same time as an event that was happening in Japan.
But you don't have to skip it. We just didn't want to risk any kind of spoilers.
Spoilers, yeah.
We wanted to go into the movie blind, which I'm honestly glad we did.
Which that movie does have spoilers, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it introduces 2 of the characters.
Yeah, but it doesn't spoil.
No, but it introduces the Shield.
But this season was so good. The best arc, in my opinion, was the preliminary license arc, where they did all of that, because the amount of planning, the amount of thought, and the amount of honestly on the edge of my seat of will they, won't they pass,
and
was
then
at an
finding
all-time
out who didn't pass.
This is a spoiler review. That was a big expectation subversion done. Todoroki failed. Bakugo failed. No one's surprised there. But to take the 2 best and highest ranking, most powerful quirk students and saying, you still need to improve too. Which is also what triggered the fight with Bakugo.
Because he was pissed.
Because he's seeing Midoriya now. Midoriya has now passed him.
Because also, we should say, in this season, Midoriya and Deku, they're the same fucking person. Midoriya and Bakugo got held back a little bit for a couple days.
That was because of their fight.
Because of punishment, because of their fight. And Bakugo goes, fuck this is stupid, I hate it, how dare you. And Deku's like, I just want to learn. I just want to be there and learn with everybody. and also, Bakugo's is longer, and that's funny.
Because Bakugo started
the fight.
But that entire arc of them getting their licenses, I thought was really good.
I do also I liked in the last episode where Todoroki had that moment with Eraserhead where he was like, this guy is the one I think is aiming to be number 1. And Todoroki's like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, Eraserhead says that this 3rd year is the closest to being the number 1 hero at a UA currently. Like, once he goes pro, he's going far.
Yeah. And
he sees...
Which I feel like...
And he hears that conversation that he did about the experience, and Todoroki goes, I gotta get my license or I'm gonna fall behind.
Yeah, because I also think Todoroki being the one in that conversation helps because his dad's number 2.
Currently number 1 by default.
So
which pissed him off
severely. So hearing that and being like, oh shit, this kid could go further than my father too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need to be better than that now.
If I could apply one word to the theme of this season, I think it would be humility. People are being put in their place and realizing what their limitations are and what they need to do to fix them. My least favorite moment of the entire season is when they were training to get ultimate moves or just in training to advance their quirk. Midoriya's trying to figure out how to punch and without hurting his arm because, he can't risk it anymore. And I shit you not, All Might shows up and he goes, don't be like me.
And Midoriya's like, what?
And my first thought was, so kick.
And then he did it, and Matt was like, "Oh my god, I knew it!"
Well, it took me 7 seconds. It took Midoriya the entire fucking episode to go, "Let's try kicking."
He's not a smart boy sometimes.
Though he gets some upgrades to his suit to protect and support his arms, and he gets some steel-toed motherfucking shins and boots, and he kicks like a mofo now. And honestly, it's awesome. I love the advancements to everybody's quirks. Bakugo's shape charge.
Yeah.
The bird guy can now put his dark shadow over himself to make enhancements to his body, which is cool. I think everyone has really, really gone far. This is a season of growth in humility, and I love to see that almost every character is getting their time and development that they need at some point in this arc, except for Grape Kid, who can go suck a dick.
Yeah,
he doesn't grow. Who cares?
All he can do is, grow his great balls.
I still wonder to this day how he passed the entrance exam at all.
I mean, if we need to see how much of a dick he... Just go back and go watch the movie.
Damn it, I should have brought that up.
I know, I was just thinking about it. I was like, damn it! Great kid.
Anyway.
Let's just say he was a big bitch. He was a big old bitch, a big old pervy bitch.
All he had to do was climb a wall. Anyway. This is a very fantastic season. If you haven't watched it yet, which I'm assuming anybody is watching this video has.
If not, sorry.
Because we waited for we waited until the season was almost over to even start.
And we gave y'all a week.
True, we did give you a week. But we are learning that watching an anime week by week is hard.
Yeah.
Especially when it's My Hero Academia. But again, my only complaint, the tone shift was out of nowhere. Dark! License exams! What? And that was a very kind of underclimactic finale.
Oh god, yeah.
But still, overall, a fantastic season.
And then ending with the title card of...
To be continued.
To be continued in season 4!
No shit!
Like, no.
No, this is it. This is the end. We're done.
We're gonna end here.
I mean...
I'm sure ones have done it because they've expected a next season and it hasn't happened. But this is My Hero Academia.
I have a hard truth to tell you about Bleach later. Moving on.
But My Hero Academia is one of the biggest animes right now.
But it's absolutely fantastic. Can't wait till season 4, forever from now. But we are going back to live action superhero stuff starting next week for a bit. Because someone hasn't seen Daredevil.
I had seen a couple episodes and I got bored, but that was before I had watched any of the Marvel Netflix shows, so now that I've gotten
Heaven forbid you start at the beginning.
I'm sorry that I found he was boring, but then I watched Jessica Jones, which set it all off for me because she's a badass bitch. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're going to Daredevil.
Daredevil, season 1 and 2, and then season 3 when that comes out.
Because season 3 is coming out October 19th.
And then we'll go back to anime.
Yeah.
But, as always, thank you guys so much for joining us. Please join our Patreon if you can, our Instagram, our Twitter, and our Twitch at NerdInAisle226 on Twitch. We need to get to those followers so I can drink myself to death.
Yay, please.
But, as always, we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You.